What is up, good people? Jungle Inc. here, hope you're doing good. It was announced today that Library is going to be appealing the summary judgment decision, their massive loss to the SEC, and was that a bad one? And they got to be hating life when they look at how it played out for Ripple and what that decision was and what they got stuck with. I mean, just an awful decision. Hopefully they have success there. Now, tomorrow the SEC, they are due to reply to Ripple's opposition to the SEC's request to jump right into appeals. They don't want to finish everything up and wait around and then start the appeal. The SEC in the Ripple case, they lost so badly. They want to go now. Now, the attorneys, the professionals that break this down, they've told us it's not likely to happen. We won't know until the judge rules. I've had people asking me, how long will this take? I'll tell you this, hopefully as long as possible. The rules are reversed here, and instead of us pushing for a quick decision, we really want this process to drag itself out and take as long as humanly possible. The law of the land today, XRP is not a security. And when someone's selling it on the open market, the SEC has no authority. We're in no hurry to hear any appeals here. It's a great position to be in. Win, lose, or draw, though, they're not likely to be able to get anything done in time to disrupt the next bull run. And further, I don't think they're going to get a better result on appeal anyway. I think it's just going to cement that great decision that we got from Judge Torres. Now, Chris Larsen recently did what I thought was quite a good interview. He was talking to Bloomberg, and he discussed how San Francisco really was the world leader in blockchain. They own the space, the mecca of blockchain development, innovation, building massive companies. That's not the case today. And essentially, due to bad policy decisions, or lack thereof really, by the Biden administration, the hostile, approach to this space, they've turned that control over to Dubai and Singapore and other global financial hubs where we've fallen quite a bit behind. And even the effects that that's had on San Francisco, where, it's booming with AI right now, but there's a lot of vacancies there. And you know what? They could have really cut into that if these big companies were located in that city. And had this space been allowed to continue to develop in a legally compliant manner, you'd have booming AI and booming blockchain. Why would you want to give any of that up? Chris also broke down the decision in the Ripple case, stating that, the SEC, they lost on everything that they cared about. Every single issue that was paramount to them, that would have given them control and power over the trade of cryptocurrencies, they lost. They got smoked. It was a devastating loss to them, and that's why you see them trying to jump off to a quick appeal. Today was the Apex Developer Conference. I haven't got to see all the video yet, but there was a clip of David Schwartz there talking about, other than Bitcoin, right now, XRP, it's the only digital asset with regulatory clarity in the United States. That's a big thing, and it irritates a lot of people. They say, well, why don't we see XRP jumping up maybe to the number 2 slot? A couple of things you have to understand. Number one, crypto's still volatile. And there's not a lot of people looking to pump money into risky investments right now. Now, when we go through a growth phase, going to be a different environment, but that's just the plain facts. And furthermore, even though that is the law of the land now, you have to factor in some risk at least because there is an appeal on the table. The SEC could theoretically take this to the next round and have a victory or a partial victory. Big investors are still going to be leery of that. But make no mistake, next time around, we have U.S. liquidity, all your major exchanges firing on all cylinders. Trade of XRP has resumed. And further, a lot of your institutions now can invest where before they could not when it was deemed an illegal security by the SEC. That would just be inappropriate risk. It's still not the perfect situation, but it's a heck of a lot better than it was. And XRP's in a good spot right now. We've had a ruling. We know how courts look at this asset and everything that's going on. Can't say the same for all of cryptocurrencies. There's a lot of risk out there. We understand that. This is the game we play. But you gotta like what's ahead of us here for XRP. Now, I gotta tell you, I'm so glad I'm back on Twitter because I can run these polls and see what people are thinking. And today I ran an interesting one. I did not go the way I thought it would. I said, you know what, if you could only pick one feature to introduce to the mainnet, to the XRP ledger, would it be hooks with smart contract capability, or would it be AMMs? And, I really expected people to pick hooks, because I know people want D-apps and they want cool applications, and of course hooks would lead the way for that. Personally, myself, I think AMMs kind of integrate better with everything that the XRP ledger has. But apparently the broader community agrees with that. Only 28% of people thought, you know what, hooks would be the better of the two, with 72% picking AMMs. Now, it's not one or the other per se, but I do feel it'd be a tall order to add hooks to the XRP ledger and AMMs at the same time. I think either one is quite an endeavor, will add a lot of stress on the network. And so the good thing is we have a path forward where hopefully we can bring AMMs onto the mainnet, right? And then we know we're getting the hook sidechain, where hooks and other features, advanced feature sets will be enabled, and we get to test it in a live environment. And you're going to have that capability there. And for the things that work, I'm sure they will eventually be implemented, or some version of them, on the XRP ledger. This is great. We're going to have 2 fully functional chains, and those things that work, I'm telling you right now, they're going to come over. They're going to port. And why is that? Because all the people that are building the hook sidechain, they're our main developers over on the XRP ledger. They know what they're doing. They build for XRP, and I think this is a great way forward if we just look at it like that. Interesting story. Texas, they paid $31 million to Riot Bitcoin mining company in August alone, just because they shut down miners and they reduced their energy consumption. Think of that. They were paid $31 million to not work, and probably not a bad time. Mining profits probably weren't great in August, and here they have Texas paying them money to just cut back on their consumption. I mean, they cut way back, 95%, but it's all profit because you're not spending anything. That was a windfall for that mining company. Polkadot, going through some amazing transition right now. Now, I would rather they had done this a year ago, but they're kind of rethinking everything. We transitioned to this Polkadot 2.0 infrastructure here. It looks like one of the big things that's going to go is the parachain model, that fixed long-term lease period for these parachains. And while it is fun to take place in that process and stake your dot, right, and you get these rewards back, I've always wondered long-term, like, I build a project there, what if I can't handle the costs? What if I can't afford to re-up my parachain? There goes my whole business. Well, they're thinking about this, and I think they're going to get rid of the whole parachain, long-term, lease period, and then we're going to have more shorter-term outlays of cash where we don't have this big balloon payment hanging over our head long-term. A lot of stuff going on with Polkadot. Now, I tell you this. I see people, they're down on the DOT token, they're down on Cardano. When you look at these two ecosystems, they're the top ecosystems in the world in terms of development, week in, week out. I look for great things in this upcoming, bull run out of both projects. Keep an eye on them, especially if we continue to see a downturn. I think you're going to want to take advantage of the work they are doing now. It's big stuff. Lastly, I want to get your opinion. I see a lot of people on Twitter very irritated because of what I would term the XRP community boom culture, where people are just booming left and right. And I got to tell you, I like the boom from time to time as well. There's some big news, breaking news. I like to release it with a boom. But some people think we're getting a little out of hand with that. Let me know down below. Should we hold the boom back for truly, big news, or should we just get rid of it? It don't bother me, but I see a lot of people saying knock it off with the booming. And as always, please like, please subscribe. The revolution will be televised right here on Jungle Link.